There's a strange contradiction in the world right now. We have more explanations than ever, yet fewer things actually feel explained. Every problem has a headline. Every opinion has a thread. Every event has a take, usually within minutes. And yet, beneath all that commentary, something doesn't land. Not emotionally, not intuitively. It's as if the world keeps talking, but it's stopped saying anything. The systems still run, the routines still repeat, the noise never stops. But the sense that this all fits together, that it's pointing somewhere, has quietly loosened its grip. And that's the part people are struggling to name. A lot of people assume this unease is anxiety, or burnout, or overstimulation. But that doesn't quite capture it, because this isn't panic, it isn't fear. It's a low-grade, ambient disorientation. The sense that the world is functioning, without making sense. People go to work, buy food, scroll endlessly, yet something essential feels thinner, less solid, as if reality itself has lost a layer of depth. You're not imagining that. We were taught to expect that if things ever truly fell apart, it would be obvious. A crash, a reset, a dramatic ending. Some moment where everything finally stops and we're allowed to exhale. But that moment never arrived. Instead, life just kept going. And that's what makes this so unsettling. Because the discomfort isn't coming from a catastrophe. It's coming from the absence of one. The old story ended quietly, and no one announced the next act. Years ago, the philosopher and ethnobotanist Terence McKenna suggested something unsettling. He didn't predict an apocalypse. He said things would just keep getting weirder until the narrative snapped. Not because reality was becoming mystical or magical, but because change was accelerating faster than humans could integrate it. For most of history, you could live an entire lifetime and experience only a handful of major shifts. Now, what used to be once-in-a-century changes arrive every few weeks. Our bodies and minds haven't caught up. And the weirdness is the friction. Here's the uncomfortable truth. We are biological creatures trying to live inside a 24-hour global digital consciousness. Our nervous systems evolved to track small groups, slow change, clear cause and effect. They were never designed to absorb constant outrage, global tragedy, synthetic identities, and infinite information streams, all at once. So when reality starts to feel unreal, it isn't because you're weak, it's because the environment has outpaced the organism. One of the first things to fracture under this pressure is language. Words lose their weight. Everything becomes historic. Every inconvenience is toxic. Every moment is framed as unprecedented. When everything is extreme, nothing feels meaningful. Culture once helped reality explain itself. Now it mostly amplifies noise. Truth turns into a vibe. Identity becomes performance. Meaning dissolves into optics. And when language fails, disorientation moves from the mind into the body. Humans can survive suffering. What we struggle to survive is meaninglessness, so when shared narratives collapse, people don't look for truth. They look for structure, any structure, ideologies, tribes, labels, even extreme ones. Not because they're correct, but because they offer a script. And in a world that no longer makes sense, a bad story can feel safer than having none at all. Part of what makes the world feel strange right now is the quiet realization that no one is really steering. Institutions still exist. Titles remain. Rituals continue. But belief has drained out of them. Authority without legitimacy feels hollow. Rules without meaning feel arbitrary. It's not that things have never been bad before, it's that they've rarely felt this nonsensical. And the human mind struggles deeply with that. Many people secretly long for collapse, not because they want destruction, but because collapse would at least bring clarity, a clean break, a reset, an ending. But what we're experiencing isn't an ending, it's a transition. The old world, built on stable identities, predictable futures, and shared meaning, isn't coming back. And the new one hasn't fully formed. So we're living in the in-between. And the in-between always feels uncanny. So what do you do in a world like this? You don't try to keep up. No one is keeping up. You don't wait for normal to return. Normal was temporary. The only real response is to get smaller. Not in ambition, but in attention. Shrink your radius of concern. Choose depth over novelty. Depth still works. Nature still works. Craft still works. Presence still works. Conversation without screens still works. These are the things that don't glitch when the signal weakens. The world isn't broken. It's unfamiliar. It's shedding an old skin. And that process is uncomfortable, disorienting, and deeply human. You don't need to make sense of everything. You just need to protect your interior life while the larger story rearranges itself. Yes, it's getting weirder. That's fine. Just don't let the weirdness take your soul with it. Meaning hasn't vanished. It's waiting, quietly, for us to slow down enough to find it again.